Tesla is no longer trying to prove that Optimus can walk. What the company is now trying to prove is that it can work, and that is a fundamentally harder problem. Elon Musk has been unambiguous. Optimus Gen 3 is the first version of the robot designed around real-world labor, not demonstrations, not staged performances. Actual productive hours inside Tesla factories and eventually inside your home. The architecture behind that ambition is a computing platform called AI-5, a chip Musk has reportedly spent months helping develop, which delivers AI processing performance comparable to GPU hardware costing tens of thousands of dollars, while consuming just 250 watts of power. That power envelope is what makes local, on-device decision-making possible. Optimus Gen 3 does not need a cloud connection to think. Every decision, how hard to grip a glass, how to adjust balance when picking up a heavy object, how to respond when a child enters the room, happens inside the robot's own body in real time without network latency. That is not an incremental upgrade over prior generations. It is the architectural prerequisite for a robot that can actually be trusted in a household. The hands are where the ambition becomes measurable. In the original 2021 prototype, Optimus hands resembled industrial grippers. Gen 2 advanced to roughly 11 degrees of freedom. Gen 3 nearly doubles that range of movement, and the significance of that number becomes clear when you think about the tasks it is designed to perform. Folding laundry, washing dishes, organizing groceries, feeding a pet, watering plants. These activities appear effortless to humans because we have spent a lifetime calibrating the exact grip force, the precise wrist angle, and the tactile feedback required to handle fragile and irregular objects without crushing or dropping them. Robots have historically failed at all of these tasks. The actuator system behind Gen 3's hands is what makes the difference, and Tesla is not using off-the-shelf components. The company has developed custom actuators for each part of the robot's body, different designs for the hips, the shoulders, the wrists, and the fingers. Because a single actuator architecture cannot satisfy the conflicting requirements of load-bearing joints and precision manipulation simultaneously. Elon Musk has said repeatedly that the hardest challenge facing Optimus is not AI, it is manufacturing. Anyone can build a robot for a controlled demonstration. Very few companies can build 1 million of them per year. Tesla's deployment strategy for Optimus Gen 3 follows the exact same logic that made full self-driving work. The robots go to work. The robots make mistakes. Tesla collects the data. The software improves. The cycle repeats until accuracy reaches human-level reliability at scale. Today, Optimus units are already operating inside Tesla factories trained on repetitive material handling and logistics tasks that human workers perform thousands of times every day. Factories were chosen first, not because they are easier than homes, but because they generate millions of repeatable tasks per month, producing exactly the training data Optimus needs before it ever enters a domestic environment. Every unit currently deployed is simultaneously a worker and a mobile data collection node. One Optimus might discover a more efficient method for carrying components across a factory floor. Another might learn a better technique for organizing inventory in a warehouse. That knowledge is then distributed across the entire fleet through software updates, the same over-the-air improvement cycle that transformed Tesla vehicles over time. When Gen 3 reaches homes, the training data from thousands of factory-deployed units will already be embedded in the platform. The household version will not be starting from zero. Water resistance is the technical capability that will ultimately determine whether Gen 3 is viable as a household assistant, and Tesla appears to have taken it seriously. Earlier, Optimus versions exposed significant mechanical components, creating obvious vulnerability to moisture, cleaning chemicals, and the environmental conditions of a home. Gen 3's design covers most of the robot's body with polymer shells and composite materials. More importantly, recent images indicate that the fingers now feature a substantially more sealed architecture than any prior generation, which matters because the hands are in direct contact with water, soap, cleaners, wet food surfaces, and every substance associated with domestic labor. A household robot that cannot safely wash a dish is not a household robot. Grok voice integration adds the final behavioral dimension. a robot that understands conversational instructions rather than requiring rigid command syntax, is categorically more adoptable. Combined with AI-5, 22 degree of freedom hands, and advanced sensors, Gen 3 represents the most complete attempt at a domestic labor platform the industry has produced. The comparison to Boston Dynamics Atlas clarifies what Tesla is and is not trying to build. Atlas is one of the most mechanically impressive humanoid robots ever constructed. It carries heavier loads, moves with astonishing fluidity, and represents some of the most advanced mechanical engineering in the field. But Atlas costs hundreds of thousands of dollars per unit and takes months to produce. That kind of robot can be an engineering achievement of the highest order and still not change anything about how the world works. Tesla's goal is not to build the most spectacular robot. It is to build the first humanoid robot manufacturable at massive scale. The same vertical integration strategy applied to electric vehicles is being applied to Optimus. Control the supply chain, design hardware in-house, develop software in-house, deploy in real-world environments before public launch, and iterate relentlessly. At 1 million units per year, Tesla's stated Fremont production target, the economic calculus of domestic labor begins to shift. When Musk says every household will eventually own at least one Optimus robot, he is describing that the logical endpoint of the cost curve Tesla is currently engineering toward. The question that remains genuinely open is not whether Tesla can build a capable robot. It is whether the company can manufacture Gen 3 at a price and volume that makes household ownership commercially viable at scale. That is the same question the market asked about the Model 3 in 2017 and the 4680 battery cell in 2020. Tesla's track record on production timelines is imperfect. Launches have slipped, targets have been revised more than once. But the company has also demonstrated a consistent capacity to eventually deliver what competitors declare impossible at price points competitors cannot match. Optimus Gen 3 is not being delayed because it does not work. According to Tesla, it is being delayed because the company wants the product's first public chapter defined by genuine utility rather than impressive demonstrations. The difference between a robot that can perform a backflip and a robot that shows up every morning, works reliably for hours, and earns its cost in real household value. That difference is what Optimus Gen 3 is being engineered to close. If Tesla can sell it for the price of a car, what job would you want it to do first? Drop a comment below. Subscribe to the Tesla Breakdown. This is the platform story we are tracking every step of the way.